I went sailing for the first time in my life. That was probably one of the coolest experiences I've had in the last couple of years. I didn't really know what to expect, never being on a boat for longer than a couple of hours, I think, and also never having operated a thing like this before other than a little motorboat for some parking maneuvers and a little ride in a lagoon in northern Italy. I took a ferry from Piraeus, basically the port of Athens, to get to the port of Aegina. It is only a short ride from there. My boat trip was supposed to include 7 days sailing plus 2 days for arrival and checking out. It was a paid experience, so no workaway this time. Although you can choose if you want to have a hands-on trip, learning and sailing yourself, or if you just want to relax and enjoy your time on board. Obviously, I opted for the hands-on experience. As I arrived in Aegina, I already saw and heard what I was expecting. It was the last weekend of carnival season, so there was a big parade with many people being dressed up and having a blast. Anyway, nothing can top the Trates experience in Skopelos. If you haven't watched this video yet, you definitely should. The boat was, by the way, right next to the parade. Here I met Regina and Helmut, two fellow Austrians. We had dinner at a local taverna and I got to set up my room, which I will show you later. The next morning, right after breakfast, we went into the harsh waters of the Saronian Gulf, just south of Athens, which had significant waves. At this point, I was happy I got myself some medicine to prevent seasickness. I only used them on this day, but I think without them this could have been a really tough one. To my surprise, I was immediately involved in everything that went on. Learning by doing was the concept, which I highly appreciated. For me, as an absolute beginner, these waves seemed a bit high. Not really scary, but I had my share of respect. When I asked Regina and Helmut if these waves are also kinda high for them, they waved it off and told me about some of their adventures. Sailing since years together through the Mediterranean, they had plenty of them. Overall, it was a calming feeling to be on a boat with experienced people. Day 1 is over. I'm here in my quite comfortable bed. Usually you have to share this bed with another person. It's not that big. It was a lot of fun. We had quite tough weather. I was even allowed to take over the steering wheel for quite a long time. It was fun. I didn't get sick. Really cool experience. Really cool first day. Looking forward for the next one. Right, guys. See you tomorrow. I'm using this quiet time here to give you a little room tour of the boat. This is like the common area and the kitchen. This is where we sit, talk, drink beer, eat, drink coffee. This is the kitchen. It's really cool how all this stuff works. Like if you've never been on a boat, of course everything has to be secured so that it doesn't, so that stuff doesn't just like blop out on bad weathers like yesterday. Really nice, very functional, all that stuff. It's really cool for me to see that on such a small space that you have can work out basically everything you need and basically fit 8 people, because like there are 2 cabins there. This is one cabin. This is my cabin. It's a mess. I'm just gonna be honest and show you how I live. As I said yesterday night, usually you share this with a second person. I have this very luxurious circumstance that I have this space for my own, which is great. There's a little window. This is the toilet. There's a mirror. Hi. Also very functional. Everything you need. Toilet. It's like a pumping toilet, so if you take it down here, you just have it pump and it's clean with salt water. Nice. There you have all the communication and electronic stuff. All the important stuff you need on a boat. Gonna go to land now. I didn't leave the boat for more than a day now. And the night was... this harbor is not super well protected and the wind is just coming from a different side. it's moving all the time. Yeah, I didn't sleep very much. Like when you're not used to it, it often happens that you don't sleep very good. While you wouldn't think of it when being in the harbor outside at sea, the wind was blowing like crazy and we decided not to sail that day, which gave me the opinion to explore the place we stayed at. This whole slope is full of so many spring flowers like yellow and white stars of Bethlehem and muscari species, Trauben. I'm actually looking for blooming orchids. I found a few orchids, but without bloom so far. Maybe it's too early because this February was really cold. Yeah, it's so beautiful as you can see. I hope you can see it on the. Do you see all the tiny little flowers? It's like a huge field of colors. Beautiful. The next day we had perfect sailing conditions. The wind was still cold, but the sun was shining bright. We passed the Volcano Metana, which we will explore in the next video. Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on that episode. During our sailing turns, I was not only in charge to take over the steering wheel, but also got a lot of informations and had to help with all the maneuvers, learning the knots and kinda learn how to properly set the sails in the right position to use the wind properly. This was sometimes a bit much information at once, but I absolutely loved this hands-on thing. As I had the luxury of being the only passenger, I also had the privilege to be able to sail the whole time and always get involved if there was something to do. So today we arrived in Poros. It was a really nice day. I mean, it was of course windy, which is good, but sunny. Finally the sun again and quite warm. Here they have kind of like vaporettas, like water taxis, as in Venice, for example. Also they have a quite famous clock tower up here from the hill, on the hill, where you have apparently quite a nice view. And this was also something new for me that I absolutely enjoyed. See, usually when I travel, I do the planning. I kinda always know, at least in some kind of way, what will expect me. This time I had no idea where we would go, which islands we will see, which harbors we will stay in. So I literally had no idea where I would end up. This was really cool as it adds up on the excitement of such a trip. I hadn't had this in a long time and I really liked it. Now up here at this little chapel, look at this. It's amazing. Like, this is where we came from today. Back you still see the peaks of Metana, of the volcano that we passed. And this is these are like the houses of Poros. And there you can see the other end of this like peninsula. Look at this, so cool. There's a shitload of plants starting to bloom now. Like this is Anemone coronaria. They close as soon as it gets dark. It's a really cool hiking trail. Hello, there she is. Beautiful. Nice. This day was amazing. The wind wasn't as strong as it was the days before, still strong enough to give us a gentle push through the waters. The sun was out and it made an amazing warm spring day. The sea was deep blue and calm. Here I would have loved to show you some action shots of me doing actually something with all the ropes, managing the sails. Thing is, I fucked up literally all these shots, having the camera pointing way too high. I'm sorry, I will learn from these mistakes and the next sailing adventure will feature way better shots. On the other hand, we got a short visit from dolphins that day.
common dolphins, a small group of 2 or 3 animals passed our boat. And we passed the famous car-free island of Hydra and went into the harbor of Ermioni.
So today was a really relaxed day. We had very calm wind and especially very calm sea. Now we're in Ermioni, I think it's the name. Port town with apparently the oldest restaurant, like basically next to the boat is the oldest restaurant in the Saronian Gulf. And then there is this little peninsula that stretches out, and we were sailing into the bay. That was really cool. This is like a little park for the town and all the locals go for walks here. Really nice. A really relaxed and beautiful day. It was the warmest day since I arrived in Greece actually. I've been here for more than a month now, and this was the first or one of the few really beautiful and sunny days. So I'm making shakshuka on the boat. And what I think is really cool is that the stove moves with the waves. Amazing, isn't it?
I'm always super nervous when I cook for people, but I think I did my job very well. And Regina and Helmut enjoyed our dinner. Another day with amazing weather laid ahead of us, although they were not perfect wind conditions. If I remember right, we planned to sail towards Metana this day, but due to the wind we figured it would make more sense to go to Agia Marina, a new port on Aegina Island, which is basically on the opposite side of the island from where our tour started and would end the next day. It was only this day that I realized that you can see obvious volcanic craters on Aegina. Anyway, the last volcanic eruption here is long ago, about 2 to 10 million years.
Aegina is also an active volcano and volcanic island, and just as we arrived I saw an old caldera, and it's not so far from here, just an hour by walk. So I want to go there and check it out because it looks absolutely amazing. It's like half fallen into the sea. So let's go. Basically behind me there's a concrete ruin, a hotel complex. The future of Albanian seasides in my opinion. And I actually want to go in there. So already made it. Look at this, I guess this was supposed to be a pool. Looks insane. And there's the harbor. With the boat, they're the only boat so far. So I have no idea about this place. It was the first thing that caught my eye when we arrived here, of course. So it looks like it was never finished, and it's just a concrete ruin of what was supposed to be a absolutely fancy, luxurious hotel complex, I guess. If you're into lost places and all that stuff, check out my Zagreb video, check out my Sarajevo video, especially my Dubrovnik and Kupare video. Check this out. Beautiful. Wow. Nice. So I think here you can really clearly see that there was a crater, a caldera. Wow, amazing, amazing. Actually, I don't know if it is a caldera, but I mean, look at this. Just looks like one. What I think definitely was a volcano is like the highest peak over there. From the sea, you can pretty good see that there was a crater beneath it, beneath this highest peak. Right, I was actually hoping to see the sunset here, but a little bit on the wrong side. Anyway, such a fucking beautiful place. Look at this, amazing.
The next morning I got up early to try and climb the roof of the abandoned hotel.
Where are the stairs? It's super weird. It's like they didn't build in the staircase here, but you can see it goes down and up. But yesterday I've seen 2 guys on the roof, and I'm still missing 2 or 3 stories to get to the roof. And I have no fucking idea how they got there. I mean, I'm thinking maybe there is a ladder somewhere, but also on the outside it doesn't look like there's a ladder. There's just no staircase. How did they get up there? Or they were just sitting down here. That would actually make sense. Because here is this kind of balcony. And you can't see up there. I think they were only standing here. Right. I think that's the highest we can get. Yeah. From beneath I couldn't see the upper stories actually. But it's a fantastic view. Down there is the boat. Nice. Amazing. Good thing to start the day.
And as every day right after breakfast, we'd set off to the last day of sailing. I absolutely enjoyed this trip. I can guarantee this wasn't the last one. I had a lot of fun. I'm very grateful for Regina and Helmut sharing their boat and their knowledge with me, and I did enjoy their company a lot. As I said earlier, this was a paid trip, so if you want to join them, I gonna put their link obviously in the description as always. That evening I went to explore Regina a little and we had a last great meal at one of the tavernas. The next morning I said my goodbyes and went back to the mainland. In the next video I'm gonna take you on a road trip through some parts of Greece. As always, if you enjoyed this video, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet, share the video with everybody you know, and I hope to see you guys next time. Bye!